Hey Hexicans, how's it going? Eco Builder here. I have now created Hex Futures on Twitter. And the reason why is because Eco Builder got attacked. I got pushed off Twitter. I eventually got the explanation that it was because I followed and unfollowed people too quickly. So I guess I was identified as a bot. Just got my hairs cut. This last week's been pretty hard, man. But as far as Hex, it's been pretty good with the price. But I've seen it at much higher, and here we are at the base of the bear. I've got some Wi-Fi, and I've actually just got some hardline internet problems right now. So please bear with me. I've recognized a lot of people in our community as being selfish. And so, what is cryptocurrency? It's a code. It's computers working. It's in some instances, it's a code left alone and computers left alone. But in some instances, it's a council or it's a promise, and people need to create things here in the near future. The things that Richard Hart has done, he's created code that we can believe in, that we can trust and use now. And then he's also created a sacrifice situation where you're not supposed to be expecting anything by law, but maybe you are expecting something by virtue, morale. And I totally understand that. But in this time period that we've been waiting for this bigger, better thing, a lot of people have experienced a lot of discontent. I think that's the right word for it. But there are a lot of people who come into the community and say, hey, I've got a better way. Or, hey, have you heard this rumor? And it's really, really bad. It is absolutely terrible. We're in like generation X, or the 10th generation of people trying to appeal to our greed. And I've almost seen it all. So I think that I've seen it all. So just show me the next one. Go ahead. I'm so thankful to have found Richard Hart, and he taught me a lot about cryptocurrency way back when. And I've been along for the ride. And since I was in on those initial steps and waited out a long time period until he created the first product, and then I was involved in that product, and then I've waited a long time period for this next stuff to come out, I'm at a better situation than a lot of other folks. And it pisses people off so bad. So bad. People come to me and they tell me, if I was in your position, I'd do this, I'd do that. I'd be so much better than you. Tell me about it. Please, tell me about it. Tell me what you would do. I would love to know. Because from what I see, Richard is doing the appropriate things and everybody else is not. So what do I try to do? I try this thing out, move to the next thing, try that thing out, move to the next thing. And these are all original ideas from other Hexicans or myself. And these ideas are unselfish things to get Hex out there, market Hex, allow people, more and more people, to know about Hex. So quite possibly someone who's watching this right now, I put a postcard or a business card in your hand or on your car. And I appreciate you not getting mad about that, because it has changed my life to understand the height of technology, the height of knowledge and connectivity in today's age. Would you get mad at somebody that told you, hey, you should go get an email address on Google that's like your exact name? Go ahead, go and claim that on Google right when Google made that stuff available. Would you get mad at somebody that told you, hey, the internet's about to come around and maybe you could help yourself by searching on it, whatever topic it is that you have interest in? I don't really have a good example for this in my head right now, but you get the point. Is like, we're constantly evolving and we need to keep up with what's valuable with this evolution. We're evolving in the way that we communicate with each other. And so cryptocurrency, if you've heard of cryptocurrency, maybe you've heard it talked about as blockchain. And so I like to tell, or lately I've been telling people, like, get your claim of blockchain, and you don't have to keep up with it once you make your claim. Once you acquire it, you don't have to spend it. You don't have to move it. You can just keep it. From one block to the next, down the line of time, that's blockchain. It's secured by code, or it's secured by the people that maintain it. And how they maintain it or how the code is written is all up to the certain situation. So me personally, I'm involved in Hex. So I espouse Hex all over the place. I don't know if espouse is the right word. So how does Hex work? Why am I in Hex? Well, there was this thing called Bitcoin. And back in the day, I thought that it had different purposes. And maybe it still has the purposes that I thought initially. But whatever the case, because of who I was, where I was, how I was thinking at the time, how I was thinking the world was, I did not go and make my claim on any Bitcoins. I didn't even know how. But back then, whenever I heard about it, maybe it was $30, maybe it was $1, I'm not sure. But let's just say Bitcoin was absolutely free. And so let's put a penny as its price. It went from a penny all the way up to, let's say, $30. And then it went back down. It got a lot of people's attention. It went back down to $1. And a lot of people said, oh, it's dead. And then at some point in the course of 2015, 16, 17, it went all the way up to $20,000 per Bitcoin. Keep in mind, you could have gotten this free. You could have gotten this at 1 cent. You could have gotten this at $1. You could have gotten this at $30, but it went to $20,000. And that means that somebody was willing to part with that amount of USD dollars for that acquisition of the blockchain. After it went up to $20,000, it went down to $3,500, $3,500. I was buying it as it was going down, but I was never thinking that Bitcoin is over. Instead, I was looking at Bitcoin and all these other coins that people were considering value. And I was trying to figure out what gave Bitcoin its value. And the one right next to it, named Ethereum, what gave that its value? And how were they different? So Ethereum had a later top. When Bitcoin went up to 20K, Ethereum went up to, say, 1,400. And it actually, as Bitcoin was coming back down, Ethereum was rising. And so a new person didn't know what to think of the situation. Maybe I should buy some Ethereum. Maybe Ethereum's going to surpass it. But what happens is there's waves of adoption. There's waves of interest. There's waves of interest with financial things, with all sorts of things. But this directly relates to a financial market and the organizing of people and the exchange of value. So Bitcoin went from that 3.5K all the way up to like 65,000 or more recently. Then it turned right back around and dropped. Lately, it's like at 20,000 or something. So tell me, do you see what I'm talking about by waves of adoption? Do you see this continuing going, or do you see it dying? Do you think this is the beginning of something? Do all your friends know about it? That they can get involved in a financial thing that you're able to exchange value with somebody across the world in seconds or minutes? Imagine what commerce can happen when you do that sort of thing. Or imagine, I haven't really told you about the security of the thing, but imagine how it's code, and you have to have a password to get into the code and change the values from one placement to another. You have to have a password, okay? So instead of holding gold or silver or stocks and bonds or I don't know, assets, instead of holding a house, all of these things can be confiscated. But I've got a password. So how much more secure could you make a password rather than holding some cash or some gold? And here in the States, I'm in Texas. Do you even trust that the dollar is going to hold its value? Do you even trust that somebody's going to accept the dollar? Are you aware of the shenanigans that happen? So this is my plea. This is my appeal to a newbie. I created this stream for Taco Tuesday. I created it because there's some people around here in the Austin area who were creating Ethereum NFT groups. And NFTs, I'm trying to tell you what NFTs are. NFTs are a token that each one is unique. Typically, each one is unique. And they're most famously a representation of an image. So people who collect art or are in the art sphere, gaming sphere, they dove into this stuff. And there was a lot of confusion in there on what the price of these NFTs should be. And we just recently we're going through a bear market right now, meaning a dip in the market. But recently we had a bull market, and NFTs were a part of that bull market. And the issue is that people were talking up each other and passing these NFTs around for high dollar amounts that I was pretty damn certain that they weren't going to pay those high dollar amounts for these things anymore. Like once it was that a bear market came, once it was that something just got a little bit shaky. And sure enough. So the reason why, I mean, tons of people lost their ass. Still, there's tons of people that are sitting around trying to grab other people's money. So the reason why I created this right here is to inform people of things. I'm trying to teach people. And the creator of Hex, the cryptocurrency that I'm most involved in, he says, don't do things when you don't have people following you, whenever you don't have an audience, whenever you're not actually influencing people. Now, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to get 20 people watching this stream. I don't know, but I think it's about 20 people. And who are those people? I don't think they're bots. So, kind of related to that, because I'm kind of giving an update on Hex and what all's going on. Kind of related to that, I want to say, hey, do you see in crypto the difference between a person who is selfish and a person who is selfless? Are you personally selfish or selfless? This is kind of a part of judging whether somebody should be an influencer, or are all influencers selfish? Are they all assholes trying to get you into one thing after the next because they've been paid by somebody to do it, and to keep the energy high, lead new money into something? And some of that new money, it works out. Some of the people who were buddies with that influencer were already in early. The person who paid the amount for the influencer to start commerce, to start the influencing, that person's much better off, because, like I say, crypto is going through its phases of adoption, and some people get lucky and some people get wrecked. Wrecked is as like we like to say. Wrecked means you didn't know what was going on. You put your USD value into something in the crypto sphere. So you traded your value. And now you have this thing in the crypto sphere, and you're trading it inside crypto sphere with other things, with other assets in the crypto sphere, other coins, tokens, and you don't know what you're doing. So somebody who does know what they're doing, who is waiting for you to come in, is going to take that from you. And it's not that we need regulation to make this stuff stop. It's that you got duped. It's that you're not paying attention to your ego. It's that you're not recognizing your own greed. It's that you're being selfish. And I'm sorry to say it the way that I am. And nobody wants to hear this. Nobody wants to hear it. So it needs to be sugar-coated for all sorts of people. My zodiac allows me to have this hard shell and this soft inside. So you're experiencing the hard shell. Don't get wrecked. Recognize recognize honesty. And if you don't recognize honesty, dibble dabble. Don't go all in. Don't go all in. And when you spend time in the crypto sphere, you'll start to recognize little shits when they come around, and you'll start to recognize chameleons, you know, when they have a change of face every 6 months, when they start to turn on people they used to promote, when they try to dehydrate what it was that they were working on, what direction they were working on, and go in another direction. So now I'm going to talk directly to the Hexicans. Hey, Hexicans, we got some people who are lying to us. We got some people who are saying that they're OGs, and yeah, they are OGs, but they're lying to us. Over the course of the bear market, more and more things have come out, and more information has come out to expose people. And more are we able to see on certain social media platforms how these platforms are going to work and how we're going to go forward. Let's go into what it is that I want to share with you. I want to call out a liar in our community who is very famous in our community. And I shouldn't get any kickback from this, but I probably will. Because a lot of people, they just want to stay on positives, positive. But the thing is that there's always going to be a wallet left behind. There's always going to be somebody who got tricked, then went silent, and went a different way. Instead of understanding that there are good people and they didn't have to get wrecked. They didn't have to believe somebody who was lying to them. I don't like it when people piss on you and tell you it's raining. And I think a lot of people share this same sentiment with me. But up until my Twitter was erased by Twitter, and I'm in the process, like they told me supposedly what it was that got me banned permanently. However, they're reinstating it. It's weird. I've got a screenshot of that, and I'm sharing it with friends to let them know what happened to me. This was just a few nights ago. And it's as I'm continuing to take steps to stand up and identify where I stand and identify what it is that others have done to sort of like not like lose my respect, because I don't cut people's throats. And I don't have a platform to cut people's throats and leave them there on the fucking altar. And is that what you call it, where it's the Mayan sacrificial? I don't have the power to do that with an immediate stroke, nor do I want to. I'm a person about building. Thus my name that I gave myself, Eco Builder. And that's not economy builder, it's ecology builder. And that's because I originally studied architecture, and that goes deep into everything. And ecology was kind of the next step. So I studied something called permaculture, PERMA, culture, permaculture. Sweet. Glad I got that over with. So, every time I say something about somebody, they have the capability of coming back and developing themselves based on my input. I don't like to suffocate people. And that's like literally whenever it is that, like, I look at law enforcement, those videos where people are filming law enforcement crack down on something, and it really weighs heavy on me, because I just think, like, what step would I take brutal force? At what level would this person have to show me in order for me to say, oh, lost hope, gotta take action, gotta take brutal force, possibly fatal force upon this person? I'm not that type of person. I believe that I don't have to live with you. You're not my son, you're not my daughter, you're not my you're not my problem. I didn't grow up with you. You're not my dad. I've got my own shit to worry about. You've got your own shit to worry about. So please take care of yourself. All the way back to the beginning, if it is that you're still a newbie and watching this, you need to realize that this guy, Richard Hart, you can find him at richardhart.com. This guy created a way for you to earn yield on your existing crypto without lending it to a third party for whatever promises of a return they would give you. And so how it was laid out there is like, I'm searching for something, some crypto where I can earn interest. And this Richard Hart guy created a token, put it on that Ethereum chain that I was talking about earlier. And he made it to where you can maintain control of your coins and allow the thing to grow, allow the coins to duplicate, allow them to multiply at whatever factor. A 1.3, that's 30%. That's a lot. Over what course of time? Something like a year. That's what a lot of us have experienced. The capability of earning yield, plus I told you that Bitcoin went from like a cent to $1 to $30 back down to $1. Imagine buying something at a cent. Imagine putting $500 in at a cent and then taking it all the way up to $30. My goodness, that's a heck of a return. So that's called price appreciation. So on top of that interest, that yield that you could earn with multiplying your coins, you also have the value in US dollars increasing. Wow, that's astronomical gain. You could pull out your initial investment and play with you could pull out your initial investment and keep everything else in there just for fun money. Or with what I just described, shoot, you could probably buy a $500,000 house. I don't know what that was. 100, yeah. It's $50,000 no. That's $30,000. Okay. So that's less than I thought. Wait, no. Goodness. It was 50,000 coins that you bought initially times the $30. So what is that? 1.5 million? Add a zero to 50,000. No, it's $500,000. I was right the first time. That's hilarious. This is what happens when you do math on stream. It happens to everybody. Even the best. Even the best. All right. So just FYI, my sister is a financial advisor. My parents were accountants. And I went into architecture. So I have numbers capable in my family. All right. So here I am, whenever it was that I started making money after college, after architecture school, I started trying to figure out where it was that I wanted to put my money. And then I started finding out that, oh my gosh, the Federal Reserve is not federal. It is not under the control of the US government. If you didn't know that, you have a lot of conspiracy theories to take in because there's truth within mostly all conspiracy theories have truth within them somewhere. If you're a Hexican, you can go join the Hexspiracy group. If you're a Texan, you can join the Hex Texas group. That's on Telegram. If you want to learn more about Hex, go to hex.com, go to richardhart.com. That's probably the best place to go. I'm here, Hex Futures on YouTube. And then also I set up Hex Futures on Twitter in order to stay in the Twitter game. But there's a lot of clicks happening right now in Twitter. And that's a part of what I'm telling you tonight. And I don't know if it's governance or those clicks in Twitter that have caused it to where Twitter is giving me bullshit response of why it is that they deleted my account. When I look at my account, I can't post anything and I have 0 followers and I follow 0 people. I can't send messages, can't do anything. So I created another account. I mean, what can you do? So I'm aware, like on the surface, of what's happening with the world events and our government involved. I don't spend all of my time digging. And I am an emotional person, so that's not quality life for me. And but I'm able to connect the dots. And I've also been awake for a very long time. Like I say, I got out of college and then started searching for truth. And I found it pretty fast because a lot of people were giving it out for free. And one of those people, I believe, faked his own death recently in order to get away from the system that wants to control us. And I believe that Hex is a good product on the blockchain that is better than Bitcoin. And even though Bitcoin has a value right now, I believe Hex is one version better than Bitcoin. One generational step in technology and connectivity better than Bitcoin. And a lot of people say, like, this is Nobel Prize worthy stuff. And I don't see at all this person getting awarded a Nobel Prize. You know why? Because everything's controlled. We have to rebuild the way that we connect and communicate with each other. And what's happening right now in cryptocurrencies is just another, just another addition, just another bleh of what is happening. I mean, We have so many drug addicts that are looking, or recovering drug addicts that are looking for a new way, a better way, so that they can live an honest life. Um, we have so many people that are here for second chances in crypto. And we also have tons of salesmen or people that are from the last failed thing, the last thing that didn't work out. We have wash-ups. We have people who are keeping the previous years of their lives secret because they don't want you to know who they were and what position they had. And that's because that's going to allow you to understand where it is that they're going to take you in the future or try to take you. So, Hexicans, protect yourself, protect your mind. You should know by now that there are certain things that on the open we talk about, on the surface, we talk about openly, and we don't talk about openly. It's just like coronavirus. That's right, I said it. Coronavirus on social media. Facebook, yank. You get yanked right out of there. Instagram, yank. So, start looking into things that you used to be dismissive of in the past. Start having an open mind. Please try to find the time to do that, because chances are you don't have the time to do that. The nuclear family, the situation is the woman has to work, the man has to work. They don't have time to teach their own kids, so they trust that somebody else will teach them. And the government continues to up the taxes so that you have less, what do they call that? Disposable income to find answers. Like, what is the point of working? It's to spend time somewhere else when you can. But if you don't have a body or a mind to spend the time somewhere else, why? And I'm back. So every once in a while, I said, if you're not granted the time and the space, or the frame of mind by working your job that allows you to go and do those things that you really want to do, then why are you doing the job? It's much better if you did something you enjoyed, right? So over the course of time, people have come up with all sorts of excuses on why it is that they do what they do, just serving the man. I've always been a hard ass, and I just never have accepted that sort of thing. So thank you, Richard Hart. You helped me get ahead in some way. Like, I was just at the vitamin shop just a while ago, walking through the vitamin aisle, thinking about how if I wasn't involved in Hex, I wouldn't be able to afford these things. I wouldn't have the leisure of visiting the store and looking at the things on the shelf. Instead, I would have pre-selected it in a rush at some point. I wouldn't have had the money to pay for these things. And maybe I wouldn't have had the awareness to even look for the stuff. I mean, I actually did have awareness, and I was living pretty cheap. Because I was always I was saving everything I could in order to change my life. And talking back to, like, a lot of us Hexicans, we've gone homeless before on purpose in order to save money. And maybe we sat there and lied to our friends and family about what it was that we were doing. Get a gym membership. You can go homeless. Sleep in your car, go to the gym, take a shower, go to work. That shit's real, man. All right. So, and that's a part of what makes a human being in this time, trying to try things out. So, what I want to say on the selfless and selfish and selflessness. Richard Hart tells us, if something isn't working, go do the other thing. Go do the next thing. Okay? So I'm sending out mailers to people. I created these certificates that are like promises to people that you hand them out to. So I'm mailing those things out. Excuse me. I'm pretty hungry for some tacos, and it's been a little while, but I'm going to keep going because we still have to get to our specimen A review on our Hexican who has lied to us, Hexicans who have lied to us. But I need to say, try multiple things. That was my phone that's set up right in front of me so that I can see how the stream's going. Try multiple things. Like, put stuff out there. Like I was just telling the Hex Guild group earlier that I take the audio every once in a while and I upload it to a podcast system. I just told you about the certificates. I've done business cards for people in order for them to be able to better sell themselves, because I can see how to sell them, but they can't see how to sell them. So it's trying a new thing. We've got a postcards group in the Hex community. I've got some postcards right here. Here's an example. I'm looking at some yard signs over here. That would be great to place those at a left-hand turn off the highway so everybody can see them. It'd be great to. Do I want to part with the signs? Each one of those costs $5, $7. I don't know how much. I'm going to throw a meetup here. It'll be my second time to throw a meetup. Why don't you try throwing a meetup? Why don't you set up a Twitter space? Go on Twitter, create an account, create a Twitter space, and say Biden's conspiracy, just some blanket statement. And then people are going to read your portfolio, your bio, and they're going to see that, oh, this person's into cryptocurrency. They're into Hex. Let's talk about how the whole world is, and let's bring it back to Hex. We don't have to only talk to people in cryptocurrency. We can talk to people outside of cryptocurrency. What we're doing is we're talking to people that all have computer knowledge of some sort. They all have access to buy Hex. They all have capabilities of getting into the market. They all have the capability of being in that classroom environment with you, learning. So utilize it. Because far too often I see people boxing in themselves, just absolutely boxing themselves in. And then they're sitting there just fighting with their own emotion. Now, I don't know exactly who watches this shit, but I think you guys are taking a little bit, like a little teaspoon of something that I say, and it influences you just a little bit. And I don't get credit for that. I just see the evolution of the Hex community, and I love it. I love it. I am selfless. And that's what I want to get around to, actually, is I'm like stealing all the ideas that I had for the show tomorrow on Hex Guild, which is at noon on Wednesdays, every Wednesday, Texas time, which is Central US time. So I think that's like 7:00 Britain. This is what I want to say, is that, like, how much do I need to trust you if you're a Hexican? Do I need to trust you at all? I don't really think that I do. And the reason why is because we have seed phrases. We trust the code. We see the code. The code is working. The code works a certain way. It's unmutable, which means it's not editable. So I don't need to fucking trust you whatsoever. So whenever it is that I say that, hey, I don't fully trust you, like with my child, my dog, my vehicle, I don't have to fully trust you. If I fully trusted you, you know, to what level is trust, right? If I fully trusted you, do I have to give you my seed phrases? Because we're involved in Hex together, do I have to give you my seed phrases? This is cryptocurrency. We're allowed to keep our anonymity as long as we're smart enough to keep it that way. Which makes me think. So, because in crypto you can diversify like crazy. It doesn't cost you more money to create a new wallet, to scatter your value around. It doesn't cost you more money necessarily. It doesn't have to cost you more. So the only thing is time and your mental capacity in order to do it. And then maybe it spreads out the attack surface, and maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't increase the risk. But yeah, like having 100 different wallets might be a lot safer than having one, right? So anyway, back to selfless versus selfish. Do I have to trust you? Do I really? Or can you just judge me by my track record and understand that this is my history, and why would I change the way that I interact with people? How far do I have to trust you in order to trust you? Chances are you're just a person on the internet. If I didn't onboard you myself, if I didn't grow up with you, chances are you're just a person on the internet. And we know how that goes. I've done a live stream, and in the comments, right here, as I'm talking to somebody on a chat website, because I'm telling them about Hex, right here, I see my sister's face and my address that I'm doing the live stream at, right there as the name of that person on YouTube. So people have the capability of routing down your computer, figuring out exactly where you are. People have the capability of figuring out exactly who you are. They can find your family members, and they can get into your emotions. And they can use one of these social media things to create a account anonymously and scare you with it. So you kind of have to have a healthy relationship with, how far you go. How far do you put yourself? All right, I'm going to try to get to a good place on this. Let's see, presentation. Like I have no viewers right now. And typically, like, some of my friends in the Hex community would join me. So maybe they're not my friends anymore. I don't know. Oh, and what I wanted to say earlier is that before Twitter deleted my account or disabled it, permanently disabled it, I was being followed by the Richard Hart guy that I was talking about. And so as long as he follows me on Twitter, it was his way of showing us that we're doing okay, that we're not stepping outside of the boundary of the influence that he would also espouse. So don't you dare say that I work for him or that I do what he says. Instead, it's just that I want people to acknowledge that whenever it is that somebody of such status, because he created this cryptocurrency that we're all migrating to, when a person of such status follows only 1,500 people and you're one of them, then you might be doing something right. And in some cases, you might be doing something wrong, and he might be trying to call you out or just waiting for you to slip up. So be it. That's just a time period. We're constantly evolving as a community. It's just a time period. A new coin comes out. Ooh, it's the new big thing. Let me tell you all sorts of lies, or let me tell you all sorts of floating promises or potential gains that you could get from this. Just transfer a little bit of wealth out from your existing bags over into this thing, and oh my goodness, it could pop up. Oh, well, it could pop up a lot. That means the more you put in it, the better it could get. My goodness, why? Well, I might as well just split my bag in half and put it over here. And then here comes the next coin. Are they going to get you with that same story, or are you going to learn by them? So, time in the market, time, it's like what I hear about, I don't have kids yet, but your first child, right? The first child, you're like freaking out. Like, Oh, don't do that. Oh, I'm on pins and needles. I remember watching my sister when my brother, what's up, Facing Reality? You're the first one to come tonight. What's up, man? Glad to see you. I remember watching my sister's face whenever it was that my brother-in-law was allowing her first child to walk too close to something or get too far away, as it is that we're having a family conversation over here. My brother-in-law splits off with the child. Freaking hilarious. Yeah, my connection keeps cutting out too, or at least I cut out earlier, and then I'm about to show a YouTube video that cut out also. Folks, I'm talking to Facing Reality in the chat. That's so not only is the dialogue cutting out from your attention that I'm trying to keep. All right. So just keep that in mind, folks. All right. So we're gonna try to bring this up on a presentation, and I don't know how everybody's gonna feel about this. Okay, and I don't know if I'm going to be. I don't know what the term is whenever it is that you're a part of a mutiny and the people left and right of you turn on you as well, to where it's like you're ready for a mutiny and then there's a coup inside of the mutiny. So let's see if I can do this. I am sharing audio to this, and I say share, and I check it out. All right, it's on. All right. So this is the famous RG3. Now he's been doing Discourse Syndicate for a while, and his co-part is Kinetics. I forget when it is that Kinetics started doing Discourse Syndicate, or if they both came together. But obviously, things happen behind the scenes, and then they bring you stuff to the face, right? Now, let me preface this. I have been asked by very popular hexagons. I'm not going to say if it was this guy or other people, or the secretary of this guy or other people, but I have been asked by very popular hexagons to get with them and go on stream together. Now, I'm here right now. I've got a link to the StreamYard. I just put it in the chat. I do this exact, it's right here below me. I do this exact same thing every week on what is now called the Hex Guild, that used to be called Hex Foodies. Whenever I authored that that group, we called it Hex Foodies. And the reason why is because we want people to rejuvenate their body and mind and land, so we can start planning for these crypto gains to go into actual physical property and make hexagons' lives and families better, because I am selfless. Now, I have done this, and Facing Reality has been joining me lately. Some of these Facing Reality has been joining me lately on the streams weekly that I've been doing, and I say I because I was the one who has the StreamYard. I need to wrap this up better, but I'm the one who's paying for StreamYard to do the technical crap, and so it's just because I'm the guy that's behind the scenes that I'm doing it. But for a long time, it's been like, hey, this group exists. We're having a group meeting. Everybody's welcome to come. I really have not blocked anybody or denied anybody access to it. And in fact, we haven't had any malicious activity with it because we're such a small niche, tucked away group within the Hex community. And really, if you go ask all sorts of like these guys who are just all sorts of people in the Hex community have no idea that we exist. And on that, I've got a breakdown of what vitamins would be really good for you to adopt, and all sorts of other interesting things. And we've interviewed people within the community, but based on land and body rejuvenation. We don't talk about coins. We don't talk about growing your wealth other than get your hex, stake your hex, and wait for the time period to come to fruition because you're earning that yield, as I was talking about earlier. And with time, we are assuming that blockchain is not going to die. Instead, this technology is going to grow, and more and more people are going to identify with the values that are backed up, the discipline that's backed up and made into this cryptocurrency called Hex, which is the first of its kind. We often tell people it's the first blockchain deposit, the first blockchain certificate of deposit. Now, this building that I'm inside of, it's been family property for half a century, but everything inside of it, all paid for by Hex. Yes, I shaved off a little bit of my Hex gains, and I'm managing my own money. So don't isolate it as, oh, you dumped on our heads as you're telling us to buy it. Instead, I managed money. So, and I'm also giving back to the community. And so like, just to defend myself right here, even though I don't need to, I created 30 stakes for that Hex Guild group that I was talking about. 30 stakes, 30. And about 18 people raised their hand and said, hey, I will be the custodian of those stakes. So I distributed those stakes. One of them comes out every 6 months for the next 15 years. That's why there's 30 of them. We are to decide as a group, I don't know how the hell we're going to do it, but we are to decide where the value goes of what those stakes are once we arrive at those time periods. And if you don't know anything about Hex, this is a great example of what you can do with Hex. If you want to set aside some money for your children's college, you could acquire some Hex tokens and stake it for about the same time period that you're going to need to start thinking about how much money you have available for school. That's really interesting, isn't it? The same thing for like an automobile for the kid, or their first their first living situation outside of college, or the ideas just go on and on and on. But I encourage you, if it is that you start to get happy about this idea, don't stake it out just for your birthday. I think that that's a bad idea because you've got other things going on. Instead, have other highlights besides this as your birthday. Do it right before your birthday. What I do is I have one coming out every spring and fall for the next 15 years. And why am I always saying 15 years? It's because that's as far as the code will allow you to stake for. And it's not like you select, oh, I have to do it seasonally, or I have to do it on these certain days. No, you actually, blockchain is up 24/7. People are trading 24/7. You're able to stake, unstake 24/7. Okay, so you could set it out for like any day you say below 5,555 days, you could stake it for. All right, so let's go watch this guy use his own words to prove my point. And then we'll be done with this video. And I don't think that I'm going to have any more things to say about this. And then I'll see Facing Reality in the morning, who says that he's not able to join me right now. And I don't expect other people in the Hexaking community to get on stream and identify that people are telling us fibs. They're lying to us. And it's for entertainment. And I want to stay positive. I want to build, right? But if you get Facing's over here strong arming and laughing. Once again, are you entertaining people, or are you trying to be a good person? Are you selfish in the crypto sphere, or are you selfless in the crypto sphere? If you're selfless in the crypto sphere, you're protecting your seed phrases and you're cooperating with others in order to help them build themselves. If you're selfish, you're entertaining all sorts of ideas in the crypto sphere, and you're telling people, hey, you're on your own. And you're schemizing ways to ratio trade yourself higher and higher and higher. All right. Because, I mean, why not? It's greed, right? And I don't know where this person goes to church. I don't know what this person's religion is. If they have God in their life, if they meditate, how close to death have they come? What's their background? How many family members do they have? I don't know this person. And I purposefully don't know these people. Okay? So there's another level to this. Like, how much do you allow this stuff to be your life? And also, your entity on the internet, the character that you are, how much do you lend yourself to other people in going on their streams? And that's what I was trying to talk about whenever I was talking about there are some really well-known Hexicans who are in my instant messages or trying to get a hold of me to get me to come on their stream, when it is that I've been doing stuff for a very long time. Right here, you can come on my stream and have a public conversation with me. But I don't understand why they're not doing that. I don't understand. If it is that you've got something to influence people with, come on my stream. Catch me outside. Catch me outside. Like, why does it have to be the manicured platform for you to then like use me as a specimen? Because like maybe I got on this stream and I got really fucking rowdy. Or maybe I did something good inside the community and I was selfless. So I did postcards, I did business cards, I did mailers, I did the certificates in those mailers. By the way, Facing Reality, you've got some certificates coming to you if you haven't already gotten them. I mean, it was like 2 weeks ago that I mailed that stuff. Regular mail, plenty of stamps. And we've done it before. I've sent it to you before, so I'm surprised if it hadn't already arrived. And then also, Suzanne, her wonderful sparkly shirt came in today, and I have yet to check the front door, check the front porch. But supposedly that came in, and she sent it the same way that you typically send things from Europe. And so I wanted to tell you that it was quick and speedy this time. For her, as opposed to your box of waffle stroops, which I adore you for sending those, and I really do appreciate that. Facing reality, folks, a great member of our community. All right, so going forward, let's find this part where RG3 here talks about brissology.
So let's say hello to everybody. Melf Tony, hello. It's a beautiful piece. I love it. My wife hates it. She thinks I'm crazy.
He's talking about a car.
Almost killed me when I brought it home. She likes nice, shiny new things. You know, she doesn't appreciate patina. Used to be called rust. Now we call it patina. So anyway, Dorsey, what's up, dude? What is up? Hey, brissology got timed out before you did, so you're losing your step, bro. Brissology was shilling a shit coin in the chat room, so we had to ban it.
Did y'all hear that?
Had to at least put him.
He said brissology. So next time you got timed out. Want to shill a shit coin on this show? Yeah. You're going to be putting time out again, there, buddy. My little buddy. Hexican Sean, what's up? So he just said
1 cent and a.
He just said that brissology was in his chat shilling a shit coin. And a shit coin means something other than hex whenever it is that you're on a hex network. Even though they don't have hex in their name, they have hex colors and they have hex symbolism. See how there's a hexagon there. All right. So I'm pointing over here, and when it's over here, it's over here. I might even get some flack for this. I might even be asked to take this video down because I'm featuring somebody else's content. Like, these guys have a business that's by this name, I believe. So yeah, I might even get in trouble by YouTube. And these guys might be, if they don't like what I say right now, they might be behind trying to take down this stream. And then on top of that, I've already gotten a strike from me being heated the other day talking about COVID. So I might even lose my entire fucking channel because of this. Interesting. Well, what needs to be done, and we will go with the punches, just like Twitter. I really didn't expect Twitter to do that, but it was right at the time where I was feeling really good about all sorts of information, knowledge, putting pieces together, and so it just makes sense. This is how the world works. God comes through in mysterious ways. Okay, guys, just keep going, keep having a positive attitude, roll with the punches. Just like I was saying, be selfless to where they're not attacking you. They're not able to touch you. They don't live rent-free in your brain, right? After I do this stream, I'm done. I said my piece. I've been talking to some Hexicans lately, and I've told them, and some of my friends in life that aren't Hexicans, this is where I stand. I'm not gonna step over it. And if you ask me to step over it, I'm gonna tell you no. And it's not because I don't love you. It's not because I don't care. It's because it ain't my fucking problem. You take care of the certain things in your sphere. I'll take care of mine. If you want to come to me as a friend, I'll talk to you about the things that I've learned in life to help you deal with your stuff. But there are certain things that I will not accept, and I will draw a line, and I will comfortably stay on my side of the line. And the reason why I'm able to do that is life experiences. Because you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but you're going to get prepared for what's going to happen tomorrow. Oh, just got another email. I just started thinking about what I have to do tomorrow. what I should do tonight after the stream. Okay, let's hurry this up because I want to hit up a meeting right after this, and the meeting's closing fast, and so I'll only be able to get the last remarks of it. All right, let's go.
Fraction to 2 cents and a fraction. Yeah, a rally.
Okay, so the point is
that's just
that
movement,
he called
as far
out.
As I'm concerned.
Brissology.
CZ, welcome. We've got the Friday night hangout.
Friday night hangout.
It looks like Brissology.
Friday night hangout allows anyone who watches this can pull the link in the chat and go through their StreamYard, just like I offered to you guys, to go and talk with them. And so here pretty soon, they'll tile out the screen to where there are other people involved in this conversation.
Already coming in here. He's a floating head. Well, we got my right-hand man, Mr. Johnny the Stud himself, Kinetics.
As I
Johnny.
said, Kinetics.
Never
Johnny
been called
Stud.
Johnny before, but I'm happy to be
Johnny
a Johnny
Stud.
for you, sir.
Johnny the Stud. And then the floating head, Brissology. Look at that.
Hey guys, how's it going?
That's actually really cool. That's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Check it out.
Oh,
Did you wear a green
Man.
shirt? Is that
oh, did you see what was inside of that explosion? I haven't watched this but once. Okay, so it's not like I picked this thing apart. But what was inside of that was a Bitcoin logo.
Banned. That's
And
it. He just banned himself. He just banned himself. He's shilling shit coins on our show. This is a heck show. We don't talk about shit coins on here. Richard gets mad if you guys do that shit. So we'll give you one more chance, Brissol. If you don't take that down, I'm gonna send you I'm sending you to the showers, buddy. So I'm gonna give you one more chance. There you go. Oh, that's a nice looking background you got there.
See, this is this guy, he's entertaining, right? He's entertaining.
There
you go. Look at that.
We like that.
Team player now.
But the question is has he ever shilled a shit coin? Have you guys ever shilled a shit coin?
How's it
Team
going,
player.
everybody?
It's going good. And we got one more guy here. Look at this. We have
Look at
the
this.
Kool-Aid.
Yo, what is on?
Not much. Just loving all the news this week, loving the action, being cautiously optimistic for this pump.
All right, so we're not going to go too far into this, but we have an introduction of all the characters that are going to be in my rant. Okay. And so hopefully me stopping this every once in a while will make it to where, people can't complain. YouTube won't take me off. I don't know.
I don't know. Everyone's saying that it's the fake out. It's the big fake out. So
What he's talking about, the big fake out, is we have gone down in a bear market with all cryptocurrency, and Bitcoin, the number one market cap size coin, that thing is starting to turn up. However, we call these sorts of things bull traps if it is that it's not going to go up back up to where it was before, and quite possibly this is a bull trap. And one of my buddies actually who started making some money and got himself situated in the last like 6 months or so. And then now he's finally has some funds, expendable income to invest in his future. So he's asking me about Hex, and he bought some Ethereum in order to make some of these transactions with Hex, because Hex lives on the Ethereum blockchain. And so he sees that this small amount of Ethereum that he had purchased is growing. And he's like, well, shoot, I'm just going to stay in it. And I'm like, well, you're going to learn, because whenever it is that it's volatile, up and down, wherever it goes, whenever things move, you're going to learn, because you're going to look at the base dollar value of your account, of your wallet, and you're going to witness it for the first time. So I love it that my buddy is into crypto, because if he wasn't around me for the last 5 years, he wouldn't be in crypto whatsoever. So it's really interesting.
Well, I wanted to say, comment on something you said the Wednesday, that if you got pulled down from Hex streamers, make sure you go to the Pulse Tube.
Oh, what did he say? He said Hex streamers. Okay. So hexstreamers.com is a website that was created by an OG Hexican, Togosh. Togosh. It's @that on Twitter. Togosh, I have tons of respect for. Togosh is a builder. Togosh created Hex streamers way back in the day. And I haven't gotten it out of him. I haven't like sat him down and questioned him. Hey, where'd you get that idea from? Did you get it from me? Because at one point I really jammed it out there in the chat of either Hexologist or Discourse Syndicate. Hexologist is another streamer that's really famous inside the Hex community, who does stuff by himself, and that should be noted. He doesn't do stuff with other people. He does stuff by himself. And so I was like, hey, we need a TV guide for the Hex content, because there were starting to be more Hex streamers creating accounts and doing Hex stuff. It would be really great to have a one-stop shop place to where we could go and see if anybody's live in the time, and maybe even see like what's coming up. So he created hexstreamers.com. He also was the person who created the YouTubes that streamed the Pulse chain and the Hex Telegram audio groups. Let's see. Over in Telegram, there's these groups. There's one of them that's Hex Crypto, and there's another one that's Pulse Chain Com. And those two are like our official chat rooms. And inside of them, you don't have to do only text and images and links. You can actually go into an audio format and start doing video and audio. And so not too long ago, whenever we were in this this Pulse Chain sacrifice phase, there were so many people listening to all the going on the going ons of Pulse Chain through that. Well, Togosh is a genius. I'm just gonna say it. He's a phenomenal person, and he gets shit done. He knows the technical know-how, not like a lot of people are disabled on that, like getting down to business and actually focusing and doing stuff. I told you, we have a lot of wash-ups in our community, in crypto in general. A lot of people who want to make really quick wealth, who are fucking greedy bastards. We have a lot of them around. And I'm not getting any more famous saying this shit. So Togosh created a tool to sit inside of these audio conversations and to stream it nonstop onto YouTube. And anytime there was like a pause of like 5 minutes or so, then it would just clip it, have it as a video. And then once it is that activity started again, then it would start recording again. And it would stream it live, and it would make each one a different video. And here and there, he would have to create new YouTube accounts because YouTube would catch on to what it was that he was doing, and they didn't like it because he was using so much of their computing systems, whatever. And so they would shut him down, and he'd have to start a whole new channel, and new people would find that. So there were so many people that were finding Pulse Chain or keeping in touch with everything or having a back record of stuff because of the things that Togosh was creating. And so he also created this Hex Streamers. He also is the main person, even though there's multiple people behind the postcard effort, the postcards that I showed you earlier, even though there are multiple people behind this effort, he was the first. And he was the creator of the Telegram group Hex Texas, which is, I think it's 160, 180, somewhere in there, Texans, and maybe soon to be Texans, or just interested in Hex type people. So he created that group, and he asked me to join it. I saw that invitation, I joined it, and we had a conversation there in the beginning. And I remember that day like it was last month. I remember what I was doing and how excited I was that there were other Hexicans local. Really cool. And so we have grown that group. There are other people who have joined that group that aren't Texans who love us. We have passed around administrative rights to other people because we're selfless. Togosh is a person who builds things. He is not a selfish person. He just wants to do right for the Hex community and to grow the Hex price so that he can benefit from being here so early. Just like I talked about, Bitcoin at 1 cent went up to $1, $30, and then back down to $1. He wants, and then up to $20,000. He wants that sort of uplift for Hex and to spread the word of Hex, because he was involved in Hex, and he obviously, to be involved in Hex, you like what it teaches people and the way that it operates with people. The discipline that I mentioned earlier that it causes within somebody's life. Now, what he is not going to do is get on stream. He wants his own privacy. So be it. Let people have their privacy. So it goes back to, how much do I have to fucking trust you? Do you want my fucking seed phrases? Is that how much trust you want? Or can you just recognize the level of dedication that I've already given and understand that I will uphold that same level in the future? If you're going to judge Togosh, I'm going to stand up for Togosh. And what I just said in the past, look at our fucking past. Look at what I've done. Look at what he's done. He's done so much more than me. He knows his talents and his careers have been in these things. So he's fluent with these things more than I am. My background's in architecture, and I study ecology. And in architecture, you study a way of communicating with people and the way that people work, or you lend yourself to that, as well as the arts. I would say that Togosh isn't the greatest artist, but he's a hell of a technical thinker. And he has fortified his own finances, his own seed phrases, everything himself, which everybody's allowed to do. And that equates, or connected to that, is his own security and his own his own right to security, or what level of security you want to take. So let's go forward.
.com. DR has been slaying that site, and it looks to the comment somebody said the Wednesday that if you got pulled down from Hex streamers, make sure you go to the post. Somebody said the Wednesday.
All right, so Kool-Aid is saying that somebody said Wednesday that somebody got pulled from Hex streamers. That website that I'm talking about being a channel guide that Togosh made. Okay.
I don't know. Everyone's saying that it's the fake out. It's the big fake out. So,
Well, I wanted to say, comment somebody said the Wednesday that if you got pulled down from Hex streamers, make sure you go to thepulsetube.com. DR has been slaying that site, and it looks really, really good.
Yeah, the Pulse Tube's great. Loving it.
So somebody's working on a website that is for the Pulse chain community that's like the Hex streamers, like the Hex streamers thing, for that same purpose, but maybe they've made it better. Maybe it can be utilized better. How am I saying that? Maybe there's better tools on that, but whatever the case, Hex streamers has been serving us for 3 years, maybe even more than that.
the Pulse Tube.
Yep, thepulsetube.com. It's
Yeah,
fantastic.
that's where all the Hex streamers are being listed. It's the best site for finding out what nights and what days certain people and certain streams and certain channels are up. So
it's almost a TV channel itself, the way it's set up. And I helped him on with his DRMs on the front. He was worried about infringement on, him having a problem with listing all these streamers, and we just put some disclaimers on the front, and it's good to go. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, DR is kicking ass at that.
Cool. That's a great thing.
Nice. Tell them to stream us.
It should be. It should be.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, he's the only one that does.
Okay. So he's the only one that does.
He's literally the only
I know
one
everybody
that
else
does.
has delisted us. The OG stream. You delisted us. You fucking kidding me.
No, we're not fucking kidding you.
It's only one. It's only the Hex Streamer site is the only other one besides the Pulse Tube. But Pulse
Yeah,
Tube,
it's so.
Well,
it's
were
the
you
Hex
talking about
Streamers guy.
shitcoins?
Boom! Brissology. Brissology. What a G. That's it right there. You were a shitcoiner. That's why you got taken down from Hex streamers. The same shit with Thothchild the other day. He was saying, hey, bro, why'd you take me down from Hex streamers? Because the endless shit coins that show up on your stream. That's why. And I told you it. However, no one listens. No one watches this. Only, like I say, the selected 20. Not selected. The self-selected 20. But yeah, I'm just so happy that Brissology said immediately, because he was just in the reverse situation of that. It was fresh on his mind. So it's like that, what is that, the Freudian slip, right? And I meant to look up exactly the definition of Freudian slip. Yeah. If you talk about shit coins, you will not be on hex streamers. Hex streamers. Hex streamers. And if you have complaints about, technology stuff, build your own shit. Please do. It would make the world a better place if everybody experiences it.
It's
That's
well,
probably why you got delisted.
Not me.
Right there. It's probably why you got delisted.
pulse chain products or projects, but hey, what do you know? What are you gonna do? So the funny thing
everything's
is
a pulse chain project.
well, right?
Brissology is sitting there laughing his ass off. He knew that he got like a good bit of entertainment right there. He's got the biggest grin. That's hilarious. Oh, that was hilarious. Oh, I don't even know where to go from here, except to say that the reason why I knew that this had happened is because after this stream ended, I was inside of a Twitter space, and that guy in the bottom left, Kool-Aid, he came into the Twitter space and he complained about hex streamers. I got another email. That's what that was. He complained about hex streamers, and I didn't quite catch his whole rant. And I didn't rebuttal him right there, right then and there. I wish I would have, in order to, not backstab him like I may be right now. But all you guys who are OGs should recognize what it is that you're doing and not complain whenever it is that we act accordingly. Because hell, we're OGs too. And we don't have to follow our greed. Okay? Greed does not control us. Like, maybe there's a lot of people in your DMs that you can control them with greed, but you can't control us with greed. And thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'll talk to you guys later. I'm going to go join the Austin Bitcoiners here for a second because they have a meetup. And yeah, I said Bitcoin because what am I doing? I am trying new things in getting people's exposure to Hex. So whenever it is that I go to meetup.com and I see that there are groups Facing Reality's in the chat right now. He's active. Show the trigger clip from Briz. Lion. Love that one. Hey, let's Facing, can you send that to me in like my DMs or something so I can look at it before I go searching for it? And also, I only have like 8 minutes to go join these guys in this other meetup. So let me explain, everybody, what it is that I'm about to do. What's up, Turin? So what I'm about to do is over there at meetup.com. That's where you can be an organizer or you can be a follower. It doesn't cost anything to be a follower. It costs $6 a month to be an organizer. You can organize a group, blah, 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 towards your interest, right? So maybe you like hiking, maybe you like yoga, maybe you like flag football, maybe you want to go throw the frisbee in the park in a city or something. So you would say Austin meetups, blah, 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 blah. So there's one for Bitcoin. I told you earlier there's one for Ethereum in NFTs. Well, there's one for Bitcoin, and those are the people who are more seasoned in cryptocurrency rather than these NFTers and even the Ethereum people. So they have a better understanding of knowledge of market cycles, experiences of market cycles, and possibly like built wealth outside of crypto. I believe that I have the largest crypto bag out of everybody in that meetup, by the way, off of context clues that I was given throughout the time period. But they meet on a software that makes it to where just about anybody can join. And so I think this is something that we should start doing. We should start identifying what cities have Bitcoin meetups virtually or crypto meetups virtually. And as long as they allow you to have a name tag and you can show up in the room, like my name is my actual name, which I'll just go without telling y'all right now, with a hex.com capitalized after it. So hex.com for yourself. See you guys later. Thanks for being here.